The Corps has an academic honor society as well, which is O.R. Simpson Honor Society. What O.R. Simpson's Honor Society is sophomore, junior, and senior level cadets. So none of you will be eligible to be members of O.R. Simpson Honor Society until y'all are sophomore, juniors, or seniors. Now, I already introduced myself in the academic panel, but I'm this year's commanding officer for O.R. Simpson Honor Society. I'm also a senior in Company E2, the executive officer for Company E2, a member of the Ross Volunteers, the Cadet Performance Review Board, and I'm a master's and accounting student right now at Mays Business School.
My name is Adam Killen. I'm the O.R. Simpson First Sergeant. I'm also the Scholastic Sergeant for Squadron 21, and I'm an aerospace engineering major.
My name is Michael Brand. I am the O.R. Simpson Test Bank Supervisor. I am also 3rd Regiment's Scholastic Sergeant, and I am a computer engineering major.
Howdy. Howdy. Here it is. I'm Cadet Posh, Corps Scholastics Officer, and I'll be helping you guys with the website this year, making sure everything runs smoothly. Also a member of O.R. Honor Society. It's a lot of fun, and I recommend that you guys join.
Alright, so many of you may notice the blue and white cord that these gentlemen are wearing. I'm not currently wearing mine because I represent another organization here on campus as well, so I have to kind of put 2 hats on at the same time. But also, the blue and white cord does represent O.R. Simpson Honor Society. These are sophomore, junior, senior level cadets who have posted above a 3.4 GPA at the beginning of their sophomore year in order to join the organization. And also, you may see the blue and white ribbon that many of your upperclassmen might have, and that's also a distinction that they are an O.R. Simpson Honor Society member. And kind of what we're looking after is cadets who have succeeded academically and are willing to help other cadets succeed academically as well. So that's what we are a basic resource for everyone here in the Corps Cadets. And kind of, we're going to go over many of the resources we offer, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with this. What we do is provide y'all with any type of support academically that y'all may need. So how it works, raise your paw if you created an account on the corpscadets.net website yesterday. So the majority of you have, some of you haven't. If you haven't already, you will have the opportunity to do that. On this website, which we've spent a lot of time going over to get y'all to be experts in and how to use it and whatnot, on this website, there's a direct link where you'll be able to request support from an OR academic mentor or request a mentor for yourself. And basically that request will be sent in, and we're trying to shoot for 24 hours, but it should be even faster. You'll hear a response back and be able to be paired up with an OR member and kind of get the academic support that you need. And that OR member will most specifically or usually be either have taken the class that you're needing help in or be in the same major as you and be able to help you with that as well. So we're going to move on to some of the other resources provided, but just keep in mind that none of us are paid to do this. We're all volunteers and we're all here to provide our services free of charge. So just remember that when you're seeking help, that we're absolutely here for you and we're here to make sure that you succeed academically.
So one way we're going to help you is with the General Math Help Desk. So I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen the form with all the schedule for academic support during the evenings, but one of them is the General Math Help Desk. That's going to occur on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays from 7:30 to 8:30, with a little bit of extra if someone's there and still needing help. Basically, what we're here to do is help you with your freshman math classes. Math 150, Math 151 can be a big reason a lot of people don't stay in engineering. We don't want that to be the reason. So you just come to the help desk if you have questions. You also have your Spartan tutoring help where David will be there to give you a specific lesson overviewing each thing. But if you have a specific homework question and it's not Sunday night, then he may not be sitting in the LLC, so you're going to have to come to us. We can help you. Everyone there is going to be able to help with up to Calculus 2 with a high likelihood that they can help higher level classes up like Math 308. Specifically, I will be there every Tuesday, and I'll be there to help with Math 308. And then obviously, most of these people will be engineers, so if you have another question, you can bring it, but there's no guarantee that they'll be able to help you. But we'll do our best to make sure everything is helped. If you have higher level classes already, just use the academic support that David just talked about. You can just submit, we'll find you someone that has already taken that class or is in the correct major and understands the material and gets you the help you need.
Just to add something on that math help desk, if you notice, it does not start until 7:30, which is around the same time that EST will start for y'all. So keep in mind that during the day, you should go ahead and get started on your homework, started on your studying. That way, once 7:30 does come around, you're able to bring your questions directly to the help desk, and you're not having to come in right at the very end of the help desk hours.
All right, so to add on, we're going to have some informational sessions, kind of like y'all are lovely sitting through all day today, but we're going to have them more directed towards what you need. So if you have a lot of people who say they don't understand computer programming, we'll find a computer engineer or a computer scientist in OR Simpson, and we'll have them come. We'll have them give a talk on like what the basics of computer programming is, or we'll have the Academic Success Center come in and give a presentation on how to specifically succeed in the core. We're helping them out right now get some more information, and we'll probably have a presentation put together for later. But if you look up there, you can see a lot of the resources on campus. I don't know if you guys just came from the Writing Center to speak, or is that? Okay, so you guys know that. They're there to help anyone. If you need help writing a paper, they're there to help. They're very good at it. There's also the library. If you need to find something, or you need to do research for a book, there is actually, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, they have a specific person for every single college, and some they have for specific majors, where their job is to know what that major needs and get them the resources they have. We'll probably have one of them come in and talk and kind of give an overview of how to use the library. I'm not sure, I actually didn't understand it until last year when I sat through a seminar about the library. There's a lot to it, and there's a lot you can do. I wrote an entire research paper with 15 sources without ever leaving my home computer, and I was in Rockford, Illinois. So you guys can, there's everything you could need is provided at the school, basically. And we're here to fill in and guide you to those resources so you know what to do.
So it's kind of like you said, the Career Center is there on campus, Writing Center is there on campus. What our job is going to be is to get those resources directly to you, because we know that as cadets, sometimes your schedules are a little bit different. You have other obligations as a cadet. So what we're going to do is facilitate and make sure that y'all know that these opportunities are available for all of you.
One of the many academic resources that we have available for you is the Kyle Clark Memorial Test Bank. There's a story about Kyle Clark Memorial Test Bank about a little over 17 years ago. Cadets got together and realized professors really hate making tests about as much as you hate taking them. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just make one test, and they'll just keep giving that same test out every single year, year after year. They may make a few changes, but nothing really substantial. So they figure, you know, if we could just take our tests and hand them off to the next generation, I bet that they could benefit from our struggle. And they started up the Kyle Clark Memorial Test Bank. It's going to be in room 313 of the Leadership Learning Center. That's the Busby Leadership Learning Center. And it's basically got a whole bunch of tests that have been taken by your predecessors, by your upperclassmen, and you can go to that room and you can make copies of these tests, and you will be able to benefit from them so that they can prepare you for your tests and your exams, your midterms. You will be better for using this resource. Also, we are currently putting these tests up online. We're starting off with its 100 and 200 level courses that you will be taking this coming semester, so that you will be able to benefit from that without having to go to the room itself at all.
So kind of reiterate what he said is that website that y'all registered on, which we're going to get to in a minute, these tests that have been in this test bank for 17 years, we've now scanned, uploaded, digitalized. I think we're up to almost 50% of them done. We're starting on 102 level classes specifically, and those will be directly available to you in your room whenever you need those.
Some other resources that we have for you online, and I'm sure that Mr. Posh is going to go into a little bit more detail in just a moment. But on the website that most of you have made profiles for already, we have the online grade tracking system, which is how you're going to be submitting your quiz grades, test grades, exam grades to this website so that your upperclassmen will be able to see them. Now, I'm not saying that this information is going to be available to everyone on the quad. It's only going to be available to your Scholastic Exchange. If your first sergeant and your commanding officer also want to see these grades, they're going to have to talk to your Scholastic Exchange. But this is not so that we can, monitor you or look at this embarrassing test grade that you got a bad grade on because you were studying till 3 a.m. in the morning because you had 2 other exams on the exact same day. Now, this is because we want to be able to see who's struggling and get you the help that you need. We also will have the peer-to-peer academic support request through the O.R. Simpson Honor Society. You will be able to go onto this website. You will be able to request help from the O.R. Simpson Honor Society, get some tutoring, get help, whatever you need. You will be able to form online study groups through this website. You will be able to search for a class that you are taking, search for a group that is also taking that class. You will be able to coordinate with those people, study with them, get the help that you need from them. Also, if there's a particular buddy that you have across the quad, then you want to study with them, you can look them up on here, see what classes they're taking, and coordinate that.
All right, so now I guess we're going to go over the website. So all of you made your accounts yesterday, for the majority of you made your accounts, and now we're going to go through what you can use this website for, the resources available on it. And I feel like this is one of the most important. Believe it or not, this website is new for this year. We did not pay anyone to make this website. This was all came up. That guy over there, he made it himself. He kind of designed it, and O.R. Simpson has been there in the meetings with it along the way to develop kind of the website and what we want it to provide. But there's many available resources on this website for all of you, and I think it's something that everyone will be able to use. So just try to really pay attention through this. That way it'll cover a lot of your questions you may have when you're seeking any type of academic help.
All right, so we'll start at the very basic, and we'll look at your profile. So all of you that made a profile, you can just click on your picture. You can click up here on the drop down. You can go to view. Now here, if I checked your account yesterday when you were making your profile, you probably got an idea of how this works. But you can directly look at any class you're taking, your major, your outfit, and you can see everyone in that list. So right here, let's say I want to know who else is currently taking aerospace engineering. If you're into engineering, you probably put general engineering, or you put your preference one. It doesn't matter for now. We'll make an exact decision on that, but you'll be able to see everyone that's currently registered for aerospace engineering. So we have 44 people already, and not the rest of the Corps hasn't even returned. So that's a huge resource right there. You can find someone, you can look at them, and you can talk to them. You can send them direct messages right through here.
So it'll show up those people's names. So let's say you're looking for someone that might be in your class or someone that may be in your major, or you might have came here and picked a major just because you thought it sounded great, but you're not really sure what you do in that major. You can find upperclassmen in that major and click on their profiles and get their contact information through their profiles, or message them through the website, and kind of help facilitate like what you're going to be doing in that major, what to expect, and kind of see if that major really is for you.
All right, so when you guys made your profiles, you made it pretty basic. You just filled in this top information. So you guys do not currently have the rest of this information. How'd you change that? You can just go to edit. And at any time, if you guys add on your emails or anything, this is where you're going to change all that. You can also go here into settings and change some of this as well. So this is all your basic information. Make any changes you want, hit save. It'll save and it will update your profile as such. But you can go to test dates. You'll have to do this during the first week of school. After you get your syllabus and you're staying in the class, go ahead and go to it and upload your test dates for your class. I only have 2 classes so far, so I filled in the test dates that I have. Currently there are only 4 classes listed, but that's going to grow. So don't worry if you guys are taking more.
And putting in your test dates are very, very important. Your upperclassmen, and specifically the Scholastic Exchange, will want to know when your test dates are. So they're planning any specific fun events for early in the morning, for like morning activity on a certain day, something along those lines, maybe some hard PT, and half the fish class has a test that day. Your upperclassmen will be able to see that, and they'll plan it for another day that you don't allow tests on.
Also, with that on the website, keep in mind that is making it easier than what it's been in the past. In the past, there was a form that was really lengthy and awful to fill out, and it went on the back of your door. And when you reported grades, was rarely seen, and you weren't receiving the help that you needed. This is going to expedite that entire process. It's going to bring the core together. You'll be able to find study partners and get right into studying instantly.
Yeah, just a quick heads up. All these things that the website provides are things that the Corps has already done in the past. These aren't new things. Like in years past, we've all had lists of people in the majors. We've had lists of when people's test dates are. And you used to have it all taped to the back of your door in your room, and people would come by and make sure it's all filled out. This digitalizes everything, so you don't actually even have to leave your desk. You don't have to print out paper. You don't have to redo it every time it's done wrong or a test date's changed. These are all things the Corps has already been doing. They're just now all on one website.
So you can also click on optional and you can fill in a lot of this information. So currently, books for fellow cadets. Most of you probably don't have extra textbooks laying around already. But as an engineer, I haven't sold a single textbook I have. I just put that I have all of the freshman and sophomore aerospace engineering books. So if my freshman asks to borrow a book and I have it, I can just let them borrow it. And it doesn't bother, it doesn't hurt me. As long as they give it back, it's not a problem. You will all put no for OR Simpson because obviously you guys are not sophomores yet. But eventually if you join, you can put yes. You can put your cell phone number right here so you guys can directly text each other. And then also on resume, this is for the professional development chain. If you put your resume, there's also going to be a new box coming up soon where you can check yes if you're interested in internships. Just because you're freshman doesn't mean you can't get an internship. I've had the same internship for the last 2 summers, and I started right after my freshman year. It's a great way to get started early, especially in engineering. They're going to wonder what you did. If you just did nothing after your freshman year because you felt like you needed a break, this is a full-time job now, so you need to go find that internship. Do that summer school. Don't waste your summers. They're a good time to use.
Yeah, the whole free open summertime is over now. So you're either doing an internship, working, or taking school. Otherwise, you're truly just wasting your time. So just keep that in mind, and like he said, you don't have to be a junior or senior to get a summer internship. There's plenty of people. I got an internship right after my freshman year. He got an internship after his freshman year. And many of your upperclassmen probably had internships right after their freshman year. But those internships aren't given in April and May. You have to be proactive about it and seek them. I'm not saying go get your resume set up first week of classes, but just keep in mind that if you want some type of job experience that isn't working at Chick-fil-A or working at Sonic or lifeguarding, if you want something that's really going to be beneficial and kind of see what a career in your field will look like, you need to be proactive about it and start thinking about it now.
Especially with the staff that we have this year, Colonel Allison, Ryan Beaverson. Those are the people leading the professional development chain. There's nothing those guys can't accomplish.
There are people that do seek, they want cadets. They call their cadets, they call the commandant, they call people saying, we want cadets to come work here over the summer. I have a great opportunity for some cadets. Send me some cadets, 12, 15 cadets, send me some cadets. So those are opportunities that y'all have, but all you have to do is say you want them.
All right, so that's kind of everything you would do on your profile. You can also upload a photo. Just once you guys get your uniform, you'll be at freshman convocation Sunday. You just take a picture of yourself. Have someone take a picture for you. Just upload it up here. Something professional. And then you guys can go to current cadets. And now that it's actually, you guys have created your profiles, you've logged in. Some of you probably messed around on the site a little bit after you made your profile. But you can just look at their activity. This is what's happening right now. So you can see who's added. You can see who's created groups. But you can also go to classes or online test bank. They'll bring you to the exact same spot. So here we currently have 52 classes that we have made. We're making more every day. There'll probably be a ton more by the end of the day. So how many of you are taking Math 151? All right, all of you can join this group right here, and you guys can post notes to each other. You can upload documents. You can do whatever. Currently, we haven't uploaded any tests to this yet, but I went ahead and put the note to, this is the math department. How many of y'all knew that they post every exam they've ever given for, like, I don't know how far back it goes, like the 90s? So it has blank exams, keys, everything. It's all, basically everything you need to prepare for a Math 151 exam is right here. They have it for Math 150, they have it for Math 152, and I believe they have it for Math 251. So just look for resources like this. This is things you can share on this site. see tests that people have uploaded. So let's just grab a class name. Right. So AgEx 330. If you're taking AgEx 330, you can just join this group where you can go to File Uploads. And right now we have 13 exams for this class. Previous exams. So just click on it. And there you go. There's the exam that was of the fall of 2007, fall of 2008 it looks like. That is the exam and everything they entered. We're just scanning these right from our test bank. If you have exams that you guys take, go ahead and scan them. Upload them right to the site. Everyone can upload it. The site only gets better as people actually use it. The more you upload, the better you're helping everyone else. Once you're a sophomore, you're going to want your freshmen to succeed. If you spent the time to do this as a freshman, it's going to help them that much more.
Yeah, so it's not just freshmen that we're trying to get to use this website. Upperclassmen as well are going to be using this website. That way this is a direct resource for you for the next 4 years. This is not something that non-reg students get. There's no non-reg test bank out there. This is the Corps of Cadets put this together. I know some fraternities and sororities have their own test banks as well, but this is something that's very unique to the Corps of Cadets. I believe we're one of the first organizations on campus to start fully digitalizing our test banks and making them available to use for everyone. So make sure that you use this resource.
Yeah, to find a class, what you're going to do is you can use this search groups right here, or you can sort it and look through and find a class. So I'm actually taking this class this semester, so I can click there. There's already stuff in there, and it's going to help me. I'll use it. I'll be joining the group. So, and if you have a class that currently is not on here, we know it's going to happen. We only have 313 classes, and there are way more than that offered at this university. So just create a group. Invite people, go to the profile, search for people who are taking that class. They'll have a list, and invite them to the group. You can just send them a message. You know, it's that easy. As you guys form your own study groups on the site, you can communicate through the site. You'll receive an email notification if a new test is uploaded, as long as you're in the group and have joined it.
Let's go back to their profiles and show them where their classes are. So we're going back to the main profile, kind of what you all saw yesterday after you fully created your class, like put in your classes and stuff. And all these direct links have been made. So if you see up here, y'all will all have this with the list of all the courses y'all are taking. And you'll be able to click right there on any one of the classes. And it'll pull up every single person who is enrolled in that class so far, who has made their profiles on here. So the majority of the cohort is not even back yet. Once they're all back and have uploaded and made and registered their sites, you'll be able to see everyone in the cohort who is in that class. So if you ever might miss a day of class or you're not sure what went on and need some explaining, you can go to your class and look at other cadets and have their contact information right there. I know there was many times in my freshman year where it's 400 people in the class, but I see a couple cadets over there and a cadet over there. Man, how convenient would it be if I could meet up with those people and get their information? But it's always hard when you have 400 people leaving a class to try to stop someone and get their contact information. So it'll easily be available right here. You can message them, make study groups, and you may not know this, but non-regs don't really understand the core schedule, the core life, and kind of how it works. So trying to get a study group with a non-reg is not always that easy. But if you try to make a study group with another cadet, they'll understand that you have formation, that you have a child, that you have these other core obligations, and y'all will easily be able to coordinate that with each other.
So under the information tab, you can see a lot of other useful things. The calendar of events is the same thing as on Cadets. The campus map is the same thing if you go to aggiemaps.tmu.edu. So you can look at this map. There's the commandant's page. That's for your parents too. It has this Facebook page linked and some information. Now the cadet database has all the contact information for everyone in the Corps. If it's on CMS, it's on here. Right now this is from last year, but it'll be re-uploaded in the next few weeks. So you'll be able to find someone here and look at their email and their cell phone number and just give them a call if you're having a problem. Now to help with that, to know who to call, you can go to the Advanced Cadet Search. This page is basically allows you to find anyone based on any criteria. So let's say I want to find my buddies in Squadron 21. I can just hit search. So I just put in Squadron 21, class of 2016, and let's see. I've got my 4 buddies that are here on Cadre that have already made their accounts. So there you go. It's that simple. You can search based off basically any criteria that you put into the site, you can search here.
And that'll allow you to go to their profile, see what they're taking. So I know y'all haven't had much time right now to talk amongst each other as a class, but the first week of school, you're like, man, which one of my buddies was taking this class? You can go to this website, class year, put in your fish class of 2018, and kind of see all the people who are in your class and go through them and see like, okay, so that buddy's going to be in that same class as me this semester, so we'll be able to study together. So it kind of gives you a good way to keep track of what your own buddies are doing and what people across the quad are doing as well.
Also, this is a good way to use OR Simpson and find out who your OR Simpson members are that you can contact. So right now there's only 5 or 6 of us on this list because we haven't all updated our profiles. But once everyone is on the profile, our goal is to have at least 1 member in every single outfit willing to help. So you can go to an upper class, you'll know which upper class that is, whether they're wearing a cord or not, and you can find them. Or you can find someone in a different outfit if you don't want to go talk to your upperclassmen. And then all the lists, you just choose one. So just go to mine, and you'll see the cell phone number right at the bottom. You can just text them. It's that simple. So just click profile. And then right there is my cell phone number. And you can just give me a call, text me. And we can see if we can get you help. Now, you can use this if you don't want to wait right here. So this is the request OR Simpson academic support. It's what we talked about earlier. So the application, the link for the application is here. You guys cannot apply until you are a sophomore. So you're going to have to wait at least a year. But right here, just put in your information. Put your name, your email. We prefer a cell phone number because it's just that much easier to get in touch with each other. Then describe your problem. Tell us the class. Tell us if it's not a class. Tell us if you're trying to decide if your major is right for you. Tell us things like that. We'll find someone either in the major or in the class to get you the right help. We have a great staff member whose sole job is to make sure that requests coming from here are properly taken care of and they're matched with the correct cadets.
And while we're not academic advisors, y'all do have academic advisors for that. We can give you the perspective of a student. So an academic advisor may not have taken a certain class because they may not have even gone to Texas A&M. But we have gone to Texas A&M, we may have taken that class, and we can tell you directly, don't take that professor, oh, don't take that class, in the spring, wait and take it in the fall. Those are things that, no one told me as a freshman would be that beneficial, and even now as a senior in the Corps, a senior at A&M, that's where I get all my information from, is other students who have taken the courses, and other cadets, upperclassmen, so.
So you'll just put some times down here available to meet. We just require at least 1. I put up to 3. It's just so that it's that much easier because our OR member can instantly know when you're available. If that time works, they'll just take that time and they'll know that you're already free, so they don't have to keep communicating back and forth to find times. Yeah,
this isn't like professor office hours or TA hours. We're here, 24/7. We accept requests, and we're willing to fit your schedules whenever you need. Whatever works best for y'all. We can meet during EST, we can meet during the day, right after morning formation. So we're here to cater to y'all. So just know that we're an available resource and that you're not going to wait to schedule us in. We work around y'all's schedule.
So the calendar is another tab that you can find on Cadets, but videos PR and outfits PR. So these are basically just outfit forums and stuff. Your parents can get to these. Other things, you can just click on them and then there you go. You can make comments if it relates to whatever about the outfit. If you want to publish that your barbecue is happening, go ahead and put it here. And put the time, have what you have and the cost, whatever. And you can use that. There's videos PR. So the public relations chain on core staff is working closely with everyone to make sure that this has what it needs to properly work for you all. So right now there's the Aggie band. There's already a video there. So then another important thing is Scholastic chain. So we have the announcements that go to all of the Scholastic chains. So if you ever are wondering why your Scholastic Sergeant and Scholastic Officer is telling you guys to do something, you can probably go to Scholastic announcements. It's probably right there telling them that they need to have this done. So they're not all lying to you. They're not going to lie to you. It's just the truth of the matter. Just view video tutorials to help you. And then view grades. I'll give you guys an idea just to show you that your grades are protected and not everyone can see them. So So I'm a Squadron 21 Scholastic Sergeant, so I eventually will get a password, but currently I don't have it. If I want to go look at the grades for my outfit, I can't until I get that password. So right now I have no access, even though I am the Scholastic Sergeant. I have to get the password passed down. So no one's going in to look at your grades besides the people who need to.
And it's a different password for every outfit, so only your direct outfit Scholastics chain will be able to see your grades. And it's very important that they see these grades so they know that you're struggling, because sometimes it can be very difficult to identify whether or not someone's struggling. And then by then it's too late, usually by the time you've been able to tell. So y'all will be required to submit grades, so make sure you know how to do this whenever the time comes.
Yeah, so right here I just went to it. So submit grades. This is the important aspect of it for y'all. You will be required to submit quizzes, tests, and major projects. So papers, things of that nature that you do that are a significant portion of your grade. I'd say if it's more than 3 or 4% of your grade, just throw it on there. It doesn't take very long. You just put your outfit, your real first name. I don't want to see fish. No one wants to see fish. They know you're all freshmen. It doesn't matter. You already put that. Just put your real name, your class, your grade percentage, and whatever what it is. And that's all you have to do. You just submit. Do that for every single test you take. It will take you like 30 seconds. If you have core cadets, it's already a bookmark on my computer. Just bookmark it. Clicks down, submit grades. There you go. Just do it. You're done. You no longer will have to make a note card, write on your grades, slide on your Scholastic Sergeant door. He'll take those note cards and make the same document that you guys are just doing for him, basically. Now.
So black belts, so freshmen, sophomores have always had to submit grades in the past. But the way it was done then was just not as easy for you or as easy for upperclassmen. So the way it used to be done is you'd take a note card, you'd write down the class that you had that test day on or whatever, and you'd write the grade and you'd go slide it under your upperclassman's door. Then you'd have to take every single one of your cards, make a spreadsheet with all of your names and all the test grades, and then he'd have to take that spreadsheet, send it up his chain of command, then they would take that spreadsheet, send it up, and then it would hit the core level. They'd have to review all those grades and then go back down with issues, up and down the chain, up and down the chain. This will be real-time updates, so it's very important that y'all update your grades. That way they don't have to come after you, because you are required to submit these grades. You all sign forms saying that we're allowed to see your grades. So,
how many of you are in Math 151, Math 150, Physics 218, or Chem 107? Good majority of you. So you guys know you're required to get academic support? All right. So if you want to make sure, let's say you missed time, you got a waiver, but you want to make sure it's processed correctly, you just go here. Right on the Scholastic chain, it says Academic Support Accountability. You'll just be able to click that, and it opens chemistry for the Red Brigades first, I believe. But you'll see right here, it will have the time that the accountability was submitted. It'll only be about 30 minutes after it starts, 30 to 45 minutes after whatever session starts. The member from OR who actually was physically there doing the accountability, and then you'll find your name, and it'll say yes, no, or excused. If it shows no, that means you weren't there, you weren't accounted for, and we haven't gotten a waiver of any sort. You'll see excused if you submitted a waiver and it was actually processed correctly and you got excused from that session. You'll be able to just scroll down to the bottom and click any session you were there for. So Physics 218, University Physics, right there. They're all blank right now because we haven't gotten all the forms from all your upperclassmen yet. But once we have them all, this will be completely updated with all of your names.
and just remember, these classes, the academic support for you is free, and the core is providing this for you. So it's a great opportunity. This is not something that the majority of people will receive, and those 4 classes, the reason they chose those is those are highly dropped and highly failed. So we're trying to make sure that y'all are successful in those courses. That's why we're requiring you to go to this tutoring.
Yeah.
Can we take a minute just for everyone to stand up?
Yeah, stand, stretch, dig it out.
Thank you. You want to hold on for the stretch? No, I'm good.
All right, take seats.
You got on the video still. Huh? You got another video.
All right, some of y'all are probably wondering what academic support sessions we're talking about. Padre, can you go ahead and distribute them? You're going to be getting these little pocket-sized sessions of when they are, what times they are during the week. This will be your little guide. They'll also be on the website later. You'll get to check that and just make sure that you're going to that. Again, as Adam was saying, you can check your attendance to make sure that we're keeping it right on the site itself.
Are there any questions about anything? Academic resources, or Simpson?
Before we get into questions, those will be in a second. All of you registered on the site. I just want to touch on a couple points. When you log in, there's a couple things that you need to do right away. You get an instant message right at the top here. It's not really formatted very well, but if you just read that, it's going to tell you essentially that if you're going to put up a photo, we already touched on this, it's got to be professional. It's got to be of you in uniform. Make it a headshot from like here up. That way you can match names to faces. And that way when you walk down the quad, you see someone you know, you can greet them, you can talk to them, you can converse about a class that you're taking. Documents, those are another thing in the class. And if you are taking another class with someone, you can go over here and click on docs. Docs are essentially notes that if you take notes on your computer during class and you want other cadets to see them, if you also want to make it so that other cadets can edit your notes, you can do that. Or if you want to make it so it's just you editing your notes, you can do that. This is a note here, this is just a test, but that's specifically for Math 151. You can do that in your classes. I want to emphasize on using the study groups on this. It's very, very beneficial. Many of you are in the shoes where you're going to have other cadets in the same major as you. You're taking 3 classes, but they're in a different outfit. The FaceTime that you'll see with someone in the band, say you're in a wing, is very rare. Why not meet each other on this site and then plan time to study with each other? A cadet in an earlier session brought up an idea. I'm the designer of the site. I build it. If you guys have suggestions, if you don't like something about it, suggest it. I'll put up a link on there so I'll be able to hear from you guys, what you guys like, what you don't like. One thing I don't want you to do is struggle in silence. Sometimes freshmen try to state that when they're in the core, you can't do anything because you're a freshman, you'll get yelled at. You're just trying to avoid getting yelled at. Don't do that. This site, there are no core names on here. You reach out to anyone on this site, be respectful. By this, be respectful. But if you reach out to someone respectfully and you request help and they shut you down or they don't reply, report it. I will take care of it. I will find you help. That's what this is for. I touched on no core games on this website, so just be respectful. 2, another big point with academics in the core. Academics trumps everything. You're here to get a college degree, a college education. You're here to also do the core as well, but academics come first. If it comes up to a training time or a study group or an SI with faculty at A&M or a TA, and you're struggling in that class, it's up to you. Would you cogitate it's a good idea to go to training time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's up to you. You manage your time. Those are the choices that you will have to be making. Now, I want to close with, before we take questions, that I was a freshman once. I walked down the quad every day going to class and seeing faces, not knowing who they were, seeing them in my classes, and we'd sit in different spots and never actually getting to meet them. This is now possible. I was in the same shoes as you. I wanted to make this a reality back then. I didn't know how. Luckily, my major is computer science and I program. That's what I plan on doing the rest of my life. So I'll be building this for you guys.
Yeah, just a big emphasis on that. No one paid JR to build this. No one asked him to build this. This was all his dream, his idea. Just respect him and utilize it. Because just like he said, I was a freshman. We were all freshmen at one point. We had other cadets in our classes. And wow, how convenient would it be to walk maybe up a flight of stairs to that other cadet and just study with them during EST. So just remember, utilize this resource. It's just like everything here in the core. The more you polish your shoes, the shinier your shoes are. The more you use this website, the better the website's going to be, and the better chance you have to succeed academically.
I'll hand it over to Adam for questions.
All right. Any questions about OR, the website, academic resources. Basically, if you have anything, any questions, right, I was asked.
So I know they're going to be doing stuff for 151 and 152. Are you going to be doing it for math 251 for Cal 3?
So on Tuesdays, I can definitely help with Cal 3. I'm guessing most of our people that will be there can help with Cal 3. It all kind of depends who's there. If we have a sophomore there, there's a good chance he hasn't taken the class yet, or he is taking it currently. But at the same time, we're a sophomore, junior, senior level organization. So there's a good chance they've already taken that class if they're willing to come and help. So you can always go and ask.
To touch on that question again, so to answer that question, you go, search Math 251, see who in the core is taking Math 251, and you can meet up with those people.
And if you go to the help desk and they can't help you, submit an academic support request and we'll get you someone to help you. We're just here to help. That's all we want to do is help all the cadets, freshmen through seniors, get through their classes. The college is hard. It's not an easy thing. I've done homework at 3 in the morning. I've stayed up till almost all night doing things. It's just kind of the way college works. So we're here to help you make that transition. Yeah.
So, the sophomore statements at the Washington Society, is that relative to your academics or relative to the numbers you've been in?
So I would say we don't have a. I would say until you're wearing a black body and you're a sophomore, don't apply. If you are in a transfer outfit, you guys have already gone through college, you've done some of this. But I would say in the spring you can apply, but just be wary because you're going to be here to help people. We always can use members to help, but it's better just to wait that whole year and then apply as a junior.
Okay, so that's the formal helping people. Just by being a freshman doesn't mean you can't help someone. I was a freshman and I was helping my buddies. So help yourselves right now, help each other. You're a class, work together. And when you're a sophomore, you can formally have the title as someone to go to so that people underneath you can look up to you, and study with you. Does that answer your question?
The people wearing these blue cords aren't just given them. There are certain things that they have to do over this semester that your sophomores and juniors and seniors that are applying have to do in order to wear these cords. So just know there's plenty of other cadets who have been successful academically that are not Noah Simpson. We're just here to facilitate those connections.
Yes.
To get into our system, you need to have a 3.4. What do you need to actually stay?
It's a 3.0 cum to stay after you're in. Yes.
Sir, maybe we add blended equivalent courses to the website.
Yes, go ahead. We encourage it. Add blend courses, add your documents. We don't really have a lot in the test bank of blend courses, which is why we'd really like to see everyone who's in a blend course make that course. If you make a really good study guide that you typed up and you're very proud of it, upload it. It's going to help more cadets. Yeah, go ahead. Answer the question.
And how does the website handle accidental duplicate courses, sir?
Okay, so.
All right. So particularly if you want to add a course, you'll go to create groups. You'll go to the groups page here. It's called classes on the menu. You'll go there and you'll hit create a group, which is this button right here. When you click that, if the group's already been named with that same name, which is the strict format that we had you guys type in when you were registering for your classes, it'll tell you the group's already been made. So if you have a blend equivalent of a class, I think all blend classes have 4 letters and then 4 numbers after them. All the A&M classes just have 3 numbers after them. So you'll be able to tell if it's a blend instantly just by looking at the amount of numbers that they have after them. That's your question?
Just make sure to search before you make the group too. That's just an extra precaution. Yes.
Earlier you said that if we're struggling with typing, we have to choose between core activities and academic activities. Is that only when you're struggling?
No. If you're in a test review and you're going to miss formation, go to a test review. A professor's test review, I have literally been in there where he's like, okay, it doesn't look like there's a lot of people here. I'm just going to bring out the test. And he literally just brought out the test and just basically gave us all the answers because we showed the initiative to show up and he was happy with us, so he just gave us the answers. We made that care. All they want to know is that you're making that effort to know their material. If you're excited, they're excited.
Another thing with that, while we're okay, or most upperclassmen will be okay with you going to do something academically, don't abuse the system. You can find something to do off the quad every single day off the quad and that will be academically related. But just know that you join the Corps of Cadets as well, and you need to learn to balance and do both of those.
I will say this, a lot of you will have different opinions about what should be considered academically struggling. Use good judgment. If you're making all D's and you have a 1.0 GPA, you're thinking, hey, I'm not failing anything, I don't have to worry. You're wrong. You should be going to these academic study sessions, these test reviews. You need to go there. If you're making a 3.9 and saying, well, I need to make a 4.0, I'm struggling. That's not struggling. Fine, go to formation.
Yeah.
Don't find excuses to this.
Sorry, I just wanted to know if you had any ones back in 71.
Here, speak up.
Math 171 is the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we do have Math 171 in there. It's not uploaded yet, but I believe Math 171 has the same kind of setup as Math 151, I believe, with Common Exam. But what it is it's a physics equivalent. So you guys do proofs. So most people who can help with Math 151 can help with Math 171. It's just there's that extra idea of the proof that they have to take care of. Yes.
For the test banks, does that include just all tests, including like midterms and finals, or just normal tests?
All tests. If it's in the test bank or you're handed it back, it can go on here. Because as soon as the professor hands you the test back, he's released his copyright on the test, and you're allowed to upload it online. Now, if he says gives you a test and tells you to give it back, don't take a bunch of pictures and then upload it to the site, because he hasn't technically released his copyright. He just let you see it. So be real careful about that. If you have it with you back in your dorm and they let you take it, it's good to upload.
And there are some classes, especially junior and senior level classes, where the professor does take ownership of the test, and you will not be able to use it for things like this. So just know that some classes may not be on here, but it's usually just professor specific on that point.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
As far as internships are concerned, who can we talk to let you know we're interested?
So like you saw in there, the Career Center. The Career Center has a website called higheraggies.com, which shows all the companies that are seeking Texas A&M graduates for internship full-time positions. But on top of that, on top of the Career Center resources, on here, it's still in development because we're trying to get the academic stuff done first. You'll be able to upload a resume, and I believe JR said there's going to be something there where you can click yes, I would like an internship, and someone in the Corps will look, or I believe it's on the Commandant staff, or someone on the Commandant staff will be looking at those resumes and connecting you with people who are seeking cadets specifically and people at A&M.
If you have specific questions, I'd go to the Ash Leadership Learning Center and see Colonel Allison. He's a great guy, and that's all his job is basically to match people with internships. So, and also use a lot as a freshman. They all know that you basically know nothing that's related to your major yet. So you're getting basic information. I didn't really know anything related to my internship when I got it. Use connections you have through friends and family. It's the best advice I can give you. Use the connection. The connection is going to get you an internship more than your 4.0 for your first semester.
Maybe even your buddies as well. Your buddies may say, oh, hey, my dad has his business and we need some extra people to come work over the summer. Aren't you this major? Because that's kind of what his company does. So just be smart about it. Like with anything, you're going to have to be proactive. No one's going to come knock on the door of your room and say, hey, I have this great summer opportunity for you. Here, you're hired on. Here's your first paycheck. No one's going to do that for you. You just have to be really proactive about it, and I promise that it's out there.
I'll add something to that. Colonel Allison is who I'm meeting with. He's the head. He's working with the head of the core staff for the professional development chain. I'll be meeting with them on Friday. We'll be coming up with a list of things that he wants the website's capabilities to do, and I'll work that in there. Again, like he said, you have to be proactive. Don't just rely on the website. Go to higheraggies.com. That is an awesome website. Texas A&M has a great name. Companies come to Texas A&M and say, hey, I want your graduates. I want your students. They're awesome. I have 3 working for me right now, and I love them. They go to that site, and if you even check like you're interested.
I'm seeking full-time employment. You'll hear more about those through your majors. They'll, send you emails and stuff about them. But a ton of companies come here looking for Aggies. So just know, as long as you're proactive about it, pretty much set up.
We'll have someone come and talk at some point about internships and stuff, either through the Career Center or with Colonel Allison, and they'll have a talk in one of the Leadership Learning Centers. Yes?
You mentioned the Leadership Learning Center, sir. What is the difference between Ash and Buckley?
So, connected to dorms, 8 and 6 is the Busby Leadership Learning Center. It is the one that was finished last when I was a freshman. Then the Ash Leadership Learning Center is the brand new one that's really fancy. So
One's closer to the band field, one's closer to the core center. Busby's closer to the core center, Ash is closer to the band field.
The academic staff is in Busby, and you say Colonel Allison? was in
yeah,
Ash?
Colonel Allison has moved from the lounge to the Ash Leadership.
Yeah, so there's just 2 different offices in each one. They're just really big lounges for you to go and study away from the core.
And they all have computer labs, so you'll probably get, whenever you guys do your campus tour, they'll probably mention it, but they have like 2 computer labs each, and there's tons of computers, so you don't have to walk all the way to the SCC to do stuff.
Or all the way to one.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
Are we allowed to share any of the tests from this website with non-regs?
I mean, if you set up a study party with some non-regs, and it's like 3 non-regs and it's you, you're like, hey guys, I've got this great resource. I'm gonna go, print out some tests and we can all study them together. Yeah, by all means. This website, however, will not give access to any non-regs. Here, wake up. Wake up. So we're not giving access to any non-regs on this site. This will just be for the core. But if it helps you and non-regs, by all means.
Yeah. So don't have like non-regs registered for the site, but if you want to give them some stuff, sure. Any other questions?
Sir, is university physics really that much harder than Don't Panic that needs an extra 30 minutes?
Okay, no, it's actually one or the other. So, for how many of you are in Physics 218? Okay, so there are 2 sections of Physics 218. There are University Physics and Don't Panic. So if you are in a Don't Panic class, you'll know that by the syllabus because you use the book called Don't Panic. That's why they call it that. You have a University Physics version, which is off the book, University Physics. The difference between the 2 is University Physics is algebra based. So it's all algebraic equations. There's some calculus used, but it's mainly to understand concepts. Don't Panic is basically all calculus based. So they use calculus to find the answer. They both end in the same result, but if you're not so great at calculus or you're not so great at algebra, one or the other can be more difficult. I personally took University Physics, and it's more closely to what you'll see in like a high school physics class if you take an equivalent. Yes?
If we were to take summer classes here at A&M or at Lynn, would these academic resources be available to us, sir?
Okay, so the website will be up. It will still be up. You'll be able to go get tests and stuff. OR Simpson will have a much more diminished presence during the summer because most people are off doing internships and things. I personally will probably be here over the summer, and some other people may be here, but there's no guarantee that we'll have someone who can help. At that time, you probably have to go find some other help, but we'll do our best to help you as much as we can.
During the summer, for those of you that stay or take classes, you're all non-regs during the summer. There's no uniforms, there's no living on the quad. You're all non-regs over the summer.
Yeah, the only time you'd wear a uniform is if you did recruiting or something like that. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
You said during the summer that if I was to take internships, by how many of the cadets actually end up schooling in the summer?
I would say nearly everyone does one at least during the
Yeah.
summers. I've already done 2, and I'm sure that's common to a lot of people. A lot of other people do research on campus, so if you're a technical major or such, you can meet up with the professors and you can do research. It's another good one. It's kind of like an internship, but you're just going to stay here and you get to work with your professor, and you get paid better, probably.
These internships, can you go from home state?
Yes, I personally did mine in Rockford, Illinois, because I knew the owner of a company, and so I just sent him over my resume, and he liked it, so he gave me the job. So it doesn't really matter where your internship is, as long as you do it.
Sir, the research opportunities during the school year, sir, will we be able to access those on this site, sir? Or how's the best way to figure out the research opportunities, sir?
So research is it's departmentally located. A lot of my buddies have done research. You need to talk more to your departmental advisor. They'll give you an idea of how it works. Or there is, like the College of Engineering has a research department where all they do is they handle requests for research. There's a ton. It's basically an unending way to do research. We're a Tier 1 research university, so if you want to do it, there's probably somewhere, some way related to your major or class you took that you could do it. But we'll make sure to have someone come and kind of give you an overview of that during the year at some point. Yes?
We submit a resume on our profile, is every cadet allowed to see that?
Yeah, it's a professional resume, so people just see it. There's nothing really to hide on it. Your GPA might be there, but other than that, it's not that big of a deal. I think you can actually change it. And
I can change the settings to where everyone can see it, or you can make it so just you see it.
I think there's
Yeah, it'll be optional, it'll be up to you, but if only you see it, then Colonel Allison won't be able to see it for you.
You may want other people to see that resume though, because people may know opportunities for, let's say it's a political science type of internship in DC. You know, I'm an accounting major, so that's not really doesn't benefit me, but I know I have a buddy who's a political science major who may want that. So you can take his resume and send it off for them. So it's just a type of networking thing. Resumes, you know, should all be public information.
Yeah, resumes are basically public. Like mine's already up there. I mean, you hand them out at the engineering career fair. Hopefully, it'll personalize yours to each business or company or whatever that you want to go work for. But you'll hand out tons of them to people. It's just kind of the way resumes are. So just be proud. A resume is basically a summary of your accomplishments. So just be proud of it.
All things considered, why would you upload a resume that you didn't want anybody to see?
Any more questions?
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.